AIBA Youth Men's and Women's World Boxing Championships here at the Halle Legionov in Kielce. I'm Andy Clark, and I will be bringing you commentary on Ring B throughout the course of this session. And first up, we will have BUDIMIR-BEKAN of Germany up against Szabina SZABO of Hungary. 4 women's fights on this schedule, 2 at bantamweight, 1 at featherweight and 1 at lightweight. And then the remaining 7
prezes Polskiego Związku Bokserskiego. Zapraszam do ringu.
Fights will be men's, 5 of them at bantamweight and 2 of them at welterweight. This is the preliminary stages of the competition. 52 countries have come, 414 fighters involved, and it promises to be a fantastic week and a half, 2 weeks of boxing. My colleague Ronald McIntosh is covering Ring A. And if you go to AIBA.org, that will give you the choice. You just find the icon for Youth World Championships, and you will be directed to whichever ring you wish to watch. And you can find the draw and the schedule each day there as well. All the details that you'll really need to follow this. We had a fantastic
And now, ladies and gentlemen, please into the ring B, into the red corner from Germany, and BUDIMIR-BEKAN.
And so the first fighter making her way to the ring here, as mentioned, going to the red corner from Germany, BUDIMIR-BEKAN, from the Bayern region of Germany, has won the German women's under-18 national title.
B, to the blue corner from Hungary, Szabina SZABO.
And into the blue corner comes Szabina SZABO, who is not only the Hungarian women's youth champion, she's also the Hungarian women's senior champion. She won that on a split in the final against Hanna Lakotar, and she's boxed internationally a couple of times in European Championships as a junior and a youth.
Już za moment obie zawodniczki będą w ringu. Pierwszy gong przy ringu B. Pani minister Anna Krupka. Za moment ten gong zabrzmi. The referee in the ring B, Kim Yongin, Korea, and judges number 1, Alexander Kamidov, Uzbekistan, Maciej Dziurgot, Poland, Emil Gurbanaliyev, Azerbaijan, Sergei Krutas of Russia, and Leonidas Haveskis, judge number 5.
Officials just being announced there, 5 scoring judges at ringside. The Polish Minister for Sport just over the other side of the ring. Head guards, of course, in operation at youth level. That's BUDIMIR-BEKAN in the red, representing Germany across the ring. In the blue, boxing for Hungary, Szabina SZABO. Referee just checking the gloves of both fighters. SZABO, as mentioned, the senior national champion in Hungary, has won that at an early age, so that's a significant achievement. It's very different boxing as a senior compared to a junior or a youth. The physical strength of your opponents is just that much marked. So the opening fight of these 2021 World Championships in Ring B. These two called to the centre of the ring. BUDIMIR-BEKAN
out.
And Szabina SZABO.
Round 1.
Here we go. SZABO just into the southpaw stance there, switching stances already from orthodox to southpaw and back again. SZABO in the blue of Hungary, remember, BUDIMIR-BEKAN of Germany in the red. Great to be back at ringside so close to the action. It really is an absolute joy. Neither one of these two has landed anything significant in the opening stages. 3 3-minute rounds here, remember. Just a little bit square there, SZABO. She came in forward, caught a right hand, and then another one there from BUDIMIR-BEKAN, who threw the right hand and then pulled back nicely there. These two, it's probably BUDIMIR-BEKAN who was just settled a little bit quicker, although she did get caught herself there. She just fell in a little bit behind that right hand. Quite an upright style, that southpaw stance that she slipped into again here, SZABO. She stands up quite straight, quite tall. Can get caught with her weight on her heels. Again, as she comes in there, she doesn't really move the head and gets caught by a stiff jab from BUDIMIR-BEKAN, who makes exactly the same mistake herself as she just looked to try and close that gap, walk straight onto a lead hand. That's a neat combination there from SZABO as we head towards the midway point of the opening round. And it's an interesting fight to watch this because they're both making similar errors. SZABO there, her feet crossing a little bit as she came forward. When they look to attack, the pair of them, they're both quite open. So judging this one, this opening round, certainly so far not an easy job. This in the bantamweight division, the 54 kilo weight limit. Just looking to try and feint with the front foot there, BUDIMIR-BEKAN, then had the right hand poised and ready to go, but didn't really commit to it. Looking for a right hand, BUDIMIR-BEKAN. Didn't land completely clean, but then the left hand did. And just walking in there, SZABO, quite square there. It was difficult to tell which stance she was favouring on that occasion. It's BUDIMIR-BEKAN who's been the more aggressive of the two, probably, but it's all about what lands. What scoring punches do you land? Pulling back for the right hand there, BUDIMIR-BEKAN, but she was out of range. The left hand, the jab just landed on the forehead there of BUDIMIR-BEKAN, of SZABO rather, from BUDIMIR-BEKAN. An example there of SZABO just walking in. As I said, those feet crossing, standing tall. And she did catch her once there, German fighter, into the final few seconds of round one. We will have live scoring, so we'll get the scores at the end of the round, ends of round one, and ends of round two. And then we'll wait for the final overall score at the end of the bout. So there goes the gong for the end of the opening round. Szabina SZABO of Hungary on the left-hand side of your screen there in the blue, and a BUDIMIR-BEKAN of Germany who's elected to stay on her feet between rounds. She's in the red. I would probably go BUDIMIR-BEKAN in that opening round myself. 5 scoring judges at ringside. Great credit to the Polish Boxing Association and all the authorities here for getting this competition on. It's very testing circumstances, of course. Grzegorz Nowacek, the PBA.
Seconds out,
His
please.
organisation deserve a lot of credit, as to AIBA for getting this whole thing up and ready to go.
Round 2.
There's that decent-looking right hand there from BUDIMIR-BEKAN. I would say that she probably just about had the better of that opening round. Into round 2. Commits to the right hand there, BUDIMIR-BEKAN, and I think if she went for 2 phases of attack here, the German, then she could have some real profit from that. Another good right hand, and she's just looking to step on SZABO's in the blue a little bit more here, because she tends to go back, forward and back in straight lines. So if BUDIMIR-BEKAN can step in, force her back and then step in again, she knows exactly where she's going to be, really. Jabs to the body there from BUDIMIR-BEKAN, then looks for the right hand upstairs. SZABO not offering too much in this opening minute of round 2 so far. There's that right hand. And SZABO is getting caught with regularity here, looking to try and pull the trigger on her own right, but it's quite clumsy the way she comes forward at times. As I said, the feet cross, the weight is very much on that front foot. and there's no real lateral movement. BUDIMIR-BEKAN is slightly better at stepping off to the side, pivoting around that front foot as she did there. But she does leave herself open at times midway through round 2. 20 fighters registered in the bantamweight division in the women's section, and the winner of this one will go through to face Kateryna of Ukraine, who got a bye to the second round. Just trying to feint there and draw something from SZABO, and SZABO does come forward. BUDIMIR-BEKAN did land that right hand, goes downstairs with the right that time. Again gets caught on the way in there, SZABO. Short left hand, nothing on it, but it did hit the target area. And I think the head guard has slipped down a little bit there. That's why SZABO was taking the knee and attracted the attention of the referee. They just need to pull that up. It's slipping down over her left eye. .29 seconds remaining in round 2. Missed the opening contest in ring B. Oh, SZABO having a bit of success there, but the right hand came back from BUDIMIR-BEKAN. But in that exchange, I think she did come off best. She's looking a bit more aggressive in the closing seconds here. And this looks slightly better for it, actually. Maybe they told her in the corner that she really needed to get something done in the closing portion of that round. So 2 rounds down. I've got Zoltan, well, Szabina, SZABO up against it here. Zoltan SZABO is a very different person. Fighter I've seen quite a lot of down the years in pro boxing. And that's a good combination there from SZABO towards the end of the round. She just made BUDIMIR-BEKAN fall short with the right hand, then stepped in and got a couple of good shots away herself. Stayed in range. That was a neat bit of work. It's not been an enormous amount in these opening 2 rounds so far.
Seconds out, please. Third round.
So third and final round. Ana BUDIMIR-BEKAN of Germany in the red. Szabina SZABO of Hungary in the blue. And SZABO had a good finish to round 2. And she's having a decent start to round 3 here as well. BUDIMIR-BEKAN a little bit clumsy as she came forward there. I think both of these fighters have been sent out by their corners and being told correctly that they need to win this final round, that those first 2 were a bit too tight to be overconfident here. That's what this is shaping up like, and BUDIMIR-BEKAN just wandering in there, just trying to walk in on SZABO, who caught her a couple of times at the end of the previous round doing just that. But then SZABO catches a right hand as she switched stance and then looked to try and land the jab. Right hand from BUDIMIR-BEKAN. And the referee gave them a chance just to fight on the inside for a little while there. AIBA referees will issue the instruction to break pretty quickly when fighters get into that kind of position. Again, these two just kind of swapping punches. Good combination there from SZABO as BUDIMIR-BEKAN just backed up there. I mentioned in the previous round that SZABO tends to go forward and back in straight lines, but the German often does the same thing. Well, into the second half of the final round, and it's SZABO's having the better of round 3 so far. Round 2, there was very little in that. Jab there from BUDIMIR-BEKAN, followed by the right hand. There were a couple of decent scoring shots. right hook, I think, just about landed on the target area. You've got to connect with the head or the torso area with the knuckle part of the glove. That is what constitutes scoring under AIBA rules. It's the same in all of boxing, really, but they pay particular attention to it in this code. So deep into the final minute, this opening bout in Ring B. Nice short left hand on the inside there from SZABO, who looked to really load up with the right hand there. There's a real spring in a step as we head towards the final stages of the round. Right hand there, though, from BUDIMIR-BEKAN was decent, just off the back foot, ditched it over the top. And both of these two, I think, feel that they need a strong finish here. Jab to the body from BUDIMIR-BEKAN. SZABO, again, open as she came forward, but committed to the attack. Left hand landed just before the bell went there from SZABO, as these two head over to their opponents' corners just to pay their respects, if you like. And at the end of 3 rounds, this is tight. Look back at some of that action from the final round, and that's a good right hand there. She just really turned over nicely on that. SZABO, he's just a bit tentative in the opening round, maybe. I thought the German won that. The second was tight. Third round, I think, was probably SZABO's. It's not an easy one, this.
In the Ring B, we have the split decision. Win, the red corner, Ana Iula, BUDIMIR-BEKAN.
Well, BUDIMIR-BEKAN gets it. It's a split decision. And as we look at it there, it's 4-1. The Latvian judge going 3 rounds still. Everybody else had it 2 rounds to 1. And that's exactly what you would expect, to be honest. It was one of those ones that I thought BUDIMIR-BEKAN, I probably would have gone her way. I thought she won the first round, maybe just about won the second. And then the third round, I thought was SZABO's. And you look at the breakdown there, the Latvian judge has gone 3-0, gave that final round to BUDIMIR-BEKAN as well. But that's BUDIMIR-BEKAN through, and she will box Kateryna Lakachuk of Ukraine in the next round. Ring just getting a quick wipe down in between bouts. You see the action in the foreground there in Ring A, and that barricade that's been put up between the two, just so that the fighters don't get distracted, the judges don't get distracted. You need that. 2 rings in operation until the final stages. Let's have a little look backstage. Great facilities here at the Halle Legionov.
And please into the Ring B to the second fight. To the red corner from Lithuania, Vilte, SAVICKAITE.
So coming into the red corner, this second fight in Ring B, this is Vilte SAVICKAITE, former Lithuanian national junior champion in 2019, came second in their youth championships last year.
And please into the blue corner from Poland, Karolina AMPULSKA.
And the first home fighter that we've seen in this ring, Karolina AMPULSKA of Poland, youth national champion, and has boxed as well in the Europeans at youth level,
the second fight in the Ring B,
getting to the quarterfinals.
from Uzbekistan, Alexander Kamidov, judge points number 1. Shinwa Tampu, Sri Lanka. Ganbold BODNARCHUK, Mongolia. Vardan Bagdasaryan, Armenia. From Ireland, Dafi Sadi, and number 5 from Israel, Artur Kurninian.
AMPULSKA's boxed internationally in major competitions a couple of times as well. In the Europeans, as I mentioned, in 2019. In the youths, got a bronze medal in 2018 in the juniors. Got a bronze medal as well, and that's the lineup. The judges for this one. So she's experienced, AMPULSKA, more experienced than SAVICKAITE. Alexander Kamadov of Uzbekistan taking charge. And boxing out of the blue corner, Karolina AMPULSKA. Out of the red corner, Vilte SAVICKAITE. Whoever wins this one will go through to face Maria Martinez of Colombia.
Seconds out, round 1.
So both of these two boxing out the orthodox stance. AMPULSKA slightly shorter than SAVICKAITE. They both made a good, proactive, positive start here. AMPULSKA just looking to try and throw a feint with that front foot, seeing if she can draw something from SAVICKAITE. But these two look all business right in the early stages. On the borderline of range there, AMPULSKA with a good right hand there. Got caught by right herself, and she just looked to try and pull back. But of those two punches, the right from the pole was probably a little bit heavier. Left hand got through there too and just throws SAVICKAITE off balance. And this is good from AMPULSKA so far. That short right hand is working well for it. SAVICKAITE is tall, does stand a bit tall. AMPULSKA using that lower centre of gravity pretty well so far. She needs to get up closer. And when she does get in tight, it's that right hand she looks for. Really shortens it up, doesn't really load up with it, just lets it go. SAVICKAITE trying to jab her way in. Caught not cleanly by the right hand there of AMPULSKA. She's got to try and get that jab working, SAVICKAITE. As AMPULSKA just walks in on her there, a stiff jab, she needs to snap it out. At the minute, she's just allowing AMPULSKA to walk in on her, walk her down. There's the jab, there's the jab. We need more of that from the fighter in the red vest. Moves ahead nicely there, AMPULSKA, keeping those shoulders nice and loose. Jab followed by right hand. The right hand didn't land. Right hand did there, though. It's not quite a right hand lead, but she throws it really, really well. Just disguised it with the left. Throws it again there, and every single time she throws that right hand, she lands it. Because when she does jab SAVICKAITE, she brings her left hand back low and she holds it low. You see there, she's kind of in the on guard position, but the gloves just aren't up really protecting her. And that's a problem. Looking for the jab there, SAVICKAITE. AMPULSKA is bossing this at the minute into the final minute of round 1. As I outlined, she's got plenty of international experience as a junior and a youth. And there goes that right hand again. There's no great mystery about that. Left hand from SAVICKAITE did kind of keep her off for a second, but she's wearing some leather here, SAVICKAITE, and AMPULSKA is just swarming her. 30 seconds to go in the round, and a standing count there from the referee, and you can understand that. And the head guard has just come a little bit loose there for AMPULSKA, or one of the Velcro straps has just come undone, I think. So final few seconds of round 1, it's been a dominant round for Karolina AMPULSKA. There's the right hand again, and another one towards the conclusion of the round here. SAVICKAITE doesn't really have any answer to it. Every time it comes in, it seems to land right to the body. Was a decent shot there from AMPULSKA, and that is a very dominant opening round for the Polish fighter. She's looking for the right hand all the time. She's just cocked and ready to go there at all times. She doesn't need a big wind up with it. There we go. That's very well thrown, that. Nice balance. Clips the chin. Another angle on it. She's taken these well, actually, SAVICKAITE, to be fair to her, but standing count in that first round. Judges in AIBA boxing are always looking to interpret dominance. That's what it's about, so...
Seconds out, please.
They can score rounds 10-8, 10-9, 10-7, 10-6. It just depends on how dominant they feel the fighter is. So into the second round. Vilte SAVICKAITE of Lithuania in the red, gets caught with the right hand again there from Karolina AMPULSKA of Poland, who is in the blue. And there's that right too, and she just can't seem to do anything about it. SAVICKAITE, I'm afraid, takes a step back there and manages to pull back out the way, but once again, it just lands, and the referee's going to step in with another standing count here. She's just lined up for that right hand, SAVICKAITE, and it's landing almost every time AMPULSKA throws it. There it is again. There's just no defense for it, really. Once more, it just comes crashing through, and AMPULSKA is winning this fight comfortably. Maybe could get the stoppage here if she really puts a sustained attack together, because this is only heading one way. Right hand followed by the left, got through there for AMPULSKA. And there's another good clubbing right, and that's another standing count. And I think if the referee has to step in for another standing count here, he might well wave this one over. And actually, that is exactly what he's done at the end of the round there. That's exactly what he's done. He's had a good look at Vilte SAVICKAITE as he's giving that count and decided that she didn't need any more of that. She's a good fighter, AMPULSKA. You can see here that she's nicely balanced, weight distributed evenly between those 2 feet. That right hand, as I said, is always there, ready to go. And when she steps in there, the jab really is just a rangefinder for it. It just pulls that right hand through.
Ladies and gentlemen, in the ring B, the winner of this bout by RSC from blue corner, Karolina AMPULSKA.
So referee stopped the contest there, right at the end of round number 2, and that sees Karolina AMPULSKA make it through safely to the next round of the women's bantamweight competition, and there she will meet Maria Martinez of Colombia. Now we're going to have a little bit of a break in ring B at this point, because we are going to keep the 2 rings synchronized in terms of when the bouts get started. So what we're working on here really is about every 15 minutes. So as I understand it, we will be waiting for ring A to finish before we get the next fight in ring B brought to the ring, and that will be in the featherweight division between Kateryna BODNARCHUK of Ukraine and Sthelyne GROSY of France. And this should be a good fight. That really should be a good fight, because those are 2 experienced fighters, national champions, the pair of them at youth level, at junior level. BODNARCHUK
Now
got a bronze in the European youths.
In this fight, please into the ring, to the red corner from Ukraine, Kateryna BODNARCHUK.
Well, the announcer has called Kateryna BODNARCHUK's name, so it looks like we are going to just crack straight on. Or maybe he's jumped the gun there slightly. Just having a little look backstage there. Fighters pouring in from all over the world. Some final instructions. It's a handball arena, usually. Hala Legionov. Opened in 2006. You can get about 4,000 people in here. Normally, the club, the handball club, is a successful one.
One more time, drink B, please, into the red corner from Ukraine, Kateryna BODNARCHUK.
Spanish coaching team. Loving the cameras backstage. So Kateryna BODNARCHUK is just coming out now. Maybe she wasn't quite expecting to be called that soon, so she makes the journey to the ring.
The blue corner from France, Sthelyne GROSY.
And Sthelyne GROSY of France will be ushered towards the blue corner. BODNARCHUK winning a bronze at the 2020 European Women's Youth Championships. 2019, GROSY took part in that same championships and went out early. So that's GROSY there, just climbing through the ropes.
Referee will be Emil Gurbanaliyev from Azerbaijan. Judge points, position 1, Pastor Emerson. Judge 2, Sergei Krutasov from Russia. Judge 3, Maria Kavakalieva from Bulgaria. Judge 4, Yunis Nabel from Jordania. And from Slovakia, position 5, Radoslav Simon.
So this is in the featherweight division. 18 fighters in the women's featherweight division at this Youth World Championships. And the winner of this one will advance to take on a Moroccan fighter in Hajar Bahadi. So Kateryna BODNARCHUK on the right-hand side of the screen there in the red, boxing for Ukraine. Across the ring in the blue, representing France, Sthelyne GROSY. 50 wins, 1 draw, 5 defeats, GROSY, so that's a very handy record. Emil Gurbanaliyev, the man in the middle.
Seconds out, please. Round 1.
So into the first here, BODNARCHUK in the red, GROSY in the blue. Ukraine up against France, both of these two standing in the orthodox stance. GROSY just trying to throw the double jab there and move in behind it. She's giving away a little bit of height here. It might not look like it when you look at them there, but she is. BODNARCHUK looking for home for that right hand there early on. GROSY, though, is shaping up nicely here. Compact, just a little dip in with the front foot there, trying to bring something out of BODNARCHUK. She did. BODNARCHUK fell for that, went for the right hand, didn't land it. GROSY was just slightly out of range. Right hand landed on the inside there, I think, from GROSY. BODNARCHUK was looking to try and come back with a kind of up jab, lead left hand of her own. Always just looking to kind of fence with that left hand there, BODNARCHUK. GROSY capitalising there. BODNARCHUK just quiet, not really doing anything, invited an attack. That's a good bit of work there from GROSY. Nice quick jab, right hand came through, didn't really land, but then got back out. Good quick feet, swinging left hand there. And then just dabbing down with the right hand, GROSY. BODNARCHUK losing her balance slightly. GROSY is having the better of this so far. She's managing to just work around that clock face, keep BODNARCHUK turning. BODNARCHUK is, as I said, the physically bigger of the two, is looking for quite big shots most of the time, but her movement isn't all that swift, and she gets picked off there. 2-3 good clean punches from where I was sitting came through from GROSY, who's quite loose, fluid kind of fighter. Decent bit of lateral movement, always looking to keep that head on the move. She's got a nice rhythm about her deep into the final minute of round one. Again, just a little step back there. The jab came in from BODNARCHUK, and GROSY able just to take that little step back. Wasn't quite in range to counter with the right hand, but she's good at making those little adjustments. And as BODNARCHUK there just kind of falls in behind a big right hand and then gets caught on the way in because she's off balance. Her weight comes over the top of that front foot, and again just stooping in with a jab there, BODNARCHUK. And she's got some problems here, I think, the Ukrainian, because GROSY is a cute kind of a fighter, difficult to catch, and BODNARCHUK, for me, in that opening round, just falling into a few little traps there. And getting countered fairly comfortably at times. That's a good opening round for the French fighter, by my reckoning.
Seconds out, please. Round two.
So into the second round, this in the women's featherweight division. Sthelyne GROSY of France in the blue up against Kateryna BODNARCHUK of Ukraine in the red, and GROSY looks a good fighter. I've not seen her before, but as I said, she's loose, she moves well. BODNARCHUK coming in on the front foot is looking slightly ponderous at times, and GROSY just able to make her turn, make her move, and there's a lovely little jab just slung off the shoulder there from GROSY. Looking for the right hand there, BODNARCHUK. Didn't get a great look at that. The referee was standing right in front of me. GROSY gets hold on the inside, lets go. BODNARCHUK just coming forward again, looking for that right hand, but it's all a bit basic from the Ukrainian, and GROSY able to avoid that without any real problem. Right hand reaches there from GROSY. Nothing on it really by the time it landed, but it'll still score. BODNARCHUK looking more aggressive, always trying to walk GROSY down. But it's GROSY who is landing the cleaner shot still in round two. Right hand there was blocked by GROSY, that red glove of BODNARCHUK. But BODNARCHUK is looking aggressive here, plenty of purpose. But it's all about what you land. Doesn't matter who's coming forward, who's on the front foot, who's on the back foot. It's all about what you land. Doesn't matter how it looks either. It just matters what gets through. So heading towards the final 30 seconds of round two. Right hand there from BODNARCHUK. I didn't see if that landed absolutely clean, but GROSY just pulling back through her own right hand, which did look like it got through. She throws that jab nicely, kind of slings it up from the waist. And she's doing better in this second round, the Ukrainian. Final few seconds of the second round. A good bit of upper body movement there from BODNARCHUK. And then as she came forward, again, the balance just goes slightly. She was aggressive in that round, the fighter in red, and she's making GROSY work hard. You can see that from the way she's just heaving in the breath in the corner there. And there was a scrappy around that, a messy around. From where I'm sitting, still the cleaner punches got through from Sthelyne GROSY, I would say. Decent example there. Just she was opening out to throw a right hand. BODNARCHUK, she just got caught, tagged a couple of times.
Seconds out, please. Third round.
So third and final round. Kateryna BODNARCHUK of Ukraine in the red, Sthelyne GROSY of France in the blue. And for me, it's BODNARCHUK who's got it all to do really in this final round. GROSY definitely won that opening round. I think fairly clearly for me won the second round too, but my opinion is not the one that matters. There's 5 scoring judges at ringside. BODNARCHUK again just looking to try and stay on that front foot and walk GROSY down. There were signs maybe towards the end of the second round that GROSY might be beginning to blow a bit, and BODNARCHUK needs to try and exploit that to the max if indeed it's the case. Short right hand there from BODNARCHUK, got through, and looking just to try and get some work done on the inside if she can. Right hand half block there from GROSY. Just a slight adjustment of the head guard there from BODNARCHUK, who's just standing on the borderline of range there. She's hoping that GROSY might commit and give her a chance to counter. Left hand got through there from BODNARCHUK, who's having a decent round, best round of the fight she's had so far anyway in round 3. Good right hand on the inside there though from GROSY. Just pulled that weight back onto the front foot, onto the back foot rather. Kind of came in over the top almost with a right. 1-2 there from GROSY, but a left hand came back from BODNARCHUK. Heading into the final minutes of this one. Featherweight division. Kateryna BODNARCHUK of Ukraine in red, Sthelyne GROSY of France in blue. I like that from the referee. He's given them a good chance to fight on the inside there and work their way out. And the third round, a bit like the second, has been slightly more messy. BODNARCHUK, I think, realised after the first that she couldn't just get caught on the outside, caught at a range. She just couldn't allow GROSY to turn her and turn her and turn her. And she has walked forward and kept coming forward, but she catches a couple on the way in there, and then again. Sometimes judges do tend to favour the fighter on the front foot. It shouldn't really be that relevant. You're just looking for what lands with the knuckle part of the glove on the target area. And there goes a bell. Those gloves being taken off. They slip by so quick, these bouts, they really, really do. You consider just how long they've spent training for this, these athletes in all AIBA competitions. And then in the blink of an eye almost, it's over. The pressure to perform is huge.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of this bout in Ring B by unanimous decision from the blue corner, Stanley GROSY, France.
So Sthelyne GROSY gets it by unanimous decision in the blue corner. 2-1 with 2 of the judges, 3-0 with the other 3. And I think that's a name to remember, I think. A good performance. And GROSY will go on to face Hajar Bahadi of Morocco in the next round at featherweight. Next up, we've got a bout in the women's lightweight division. So we just look at some highlights of that fight. Good fight to watch.
Bout number 15 in the Ring B, women's 60 kilogram. Into the red corner, please, from India, Vinka.
So announced as coming into the red corner here, we have got Vinka of India. And looking forward to seeing her because she won the gold at the 2019 Asian Women's Youth Championships. That was at 64 kilos though, so she's come down since then, boxing at lightweight now. A former youth and national champion.
In the blue corner, please, from Russia, Daria, PANTELEEVA.
But those titles, I think, have come at the higher weight of either 64 or 63. And this is PANTELEEVA of Russia. "17 years old, from Moscow, silver medalist in the Russian Youth Championships."
And the referee in the bout number 15, the Ring B, Pastor Emerson. Judge points, position 1, Leonidas Hanevich, Yesar Sinar, Kim Yongin, Maciej Jurgot, and Dafi Saidi.
Just checking the gum shields in there, the referee. These are the things they have to do at the start of the fight. Check the gum shield, check the taping on the gloves. And that the head guard is in place properly. So this in the lightweight division.
Seconds out, round 1.
Vinka of India in the red, Daria PANTELEEVA of Russia in the blue. Vinka looking to be aggressive early on there. Kind of looks to plant those feet a lot more than PANTELEEVA does. PANTELEEVA, you look at those more jittery movements. but just trying to keep those feet on the move. And Vinka's an aggressive fighter, coming forward, swaggering forward, looking to let those hands go right and left. She's walking in there. There's not a great deal of science behind this, but looking to put some pressure on PANTELEEVA. And you look at the two of them physically, she's got a wide set of shoulders on her there, Vinka. There seems to be some physical strength. Looking for the right hand there. I think it did land. PANTELEEVA was just trying to ghost away to her left. PANTELEEVA doesn't want to get involved close up here. That's not an advisable plan for her. She wants to try and keep this on the outside. That's a nice left-hand counter from PANTELEEVA, but it looks like she's happy to mix it. Another left there from the Russian. This is good stuff. A minute in, and we've got an entertaining fight on our hands here. That's a nice left hand. She just throws out as she moves away. To her left there, PANTELEEVA, as Vinka looks to try and commit to the right. And it's all just a little bit too basic from the Indian fighter, but having said that, she got through with that right hand there. This isn't the kind of style you often see in international amateur boxing. Vinka's the kind of fighter really where she's just looking to put the pressure on from a very early stage, the idea being that it will get you more and more as the fight goes on. Right hand lead almost there from Vinka, gets through, and PANTELEEVA's landing some decent shots here, but she's having to work very, very hard to keep Vinka off her. The referee just telling him to keep the heads up there. And it's always interesting, this kind of dynamic, because you've got a fighter in Vinka who quite honestly is pretty basic and crude in the way she goes about it. Not a great deal of technique, and one in PANTELEEVA who does have technique, showed it there. She knew the right hand was coming, stepped off to her left-hand side, threw the left hook, and away she went. She's got to try and keep that gap between herself and Vinka, maintain that distance. Vinka just trying to club with the left hand as they were caught up closer. There's nothing wrong with that. I had a good view of that. There was nothing wrong with that, but that's exactly the kind of situation that PANTELEEVA has got to try and avoid. She's not discouraged at all, Vinka, by anything that PANTELEEVA is landing on her, but they are landing. Good right hand there from the Russian, just dipped the shoulder and threw it over the top. And Vinka getting caught on the way in again there, but she is managing to have success of her own too. Final few seconds of round one. And I suspect that Vinka can box at this pace for 9 minutes, no problem. If this is your style, then you have to be able to do that. You have to be able to do that. Can PANTELEEVA stay with her? That's the question that the Indian will be asking of her. That's the examination, I think, that the Russian is being subjected to here. In terms of who won that round, I would say that the cleaner shots landed there from PANTELEEVA. But there wasn't an enormous amount in it at times. It's just a question of how much has Vinka taken out of PANTELEEVA's tank. See, she comes forward there, the feet are crossing. Technically, really, everything is wrong about that. But when she gets up close and just lets her hands go, and look at that strength there, just wrestling PANTELEEVA. And then throws a couple of left hands. She can't stand there with her hands down, PANTELEEVA. She cannot do that.
Round two.
Good fight, this. Into round two. So, Daria PANTELEEVA of Russia in the blue, Vinka of India in the red, and Vinka just creeping forward with that front foot, looking to get close enough to just throw. Left hand coming in there from Vinka again. Just wandering in, square that time, almost turning southpaw, but not quite, looking to try and get hold of PANTELEEVA, who manages to disengage. Good left hand there from PANTELEEVA, really nice counter. The right hand from Vinka, I think, just fell slightly short. But Vinka has just got to stick to her plan here. She's just got to believe that if she keeps putting PANTELEEVA under pressure, that towards the end of this round or the middle part of this round, she'll begin to get to her. She cannot let her skirt around the outside of the ring and coast right to the pit of the stomach there from Vinka. Vinka has got to make PANTELEEVA work every second in there, every single second. got to be a little bit clever about it than that, though, Vinka. Just looking to tee off with that right hand. PANTELEEVA, as soon as she sees it coming, she does the same thing. She throws that left hook as she's exiting away to her left. Midway through round 2, so halfway through the contest. Again, that front foot just inching forward of Vinka. She doesn't want to commit too soon here. Leads off with the right hand, was short. Right hand came back from PANTELEEVA. I think that was short too. Vinka on the inside. Lands the right hand there. PANTELEEVA, though, just sets her feet and lets her hands go. She's not afraid to have a tear up, PANTELEEVA, not at all. She's definitely the technically superior of these two, but what's keeping Vinka very much interested here is that PANTELEEVA will stand and have it with her if she gets half a chance. And Vinka there, again, just bringing that physical strength to bear, just dumps PANTELEEVA on her back. No knockdown. On the inside there, though, it's PANTELEEVA who's having the better of it. They're right above me as they're throwing there, and although Vinka might get through with one, PANTELEEVA gets through with a couple most of the time. Final few seconds of the round. Bell goes. And that's a couple of rounds to the good for PANTELEEVA there for me. There's a lot to like about her because, as I said, she's got some technique, she's got some good movement, some good skills, but she is happy. She's happy just to stand and throw as well. And as you see there, she just lands a couple. Nothing that's landed on Vinka has really registered with her too much, but it'll have registered with the judges. Good example of what I was talking about there. The Indian fighter in the red is on the front foot, looking to try and make things happen. It's not like she's not having some success, but it's PANTELEEVA who's having more success.
Seconds out, please. Third round.
So third and final round here. Daria PANTELEEVA of Russia in the blue, Vinka of India in the red, and this has been a terrific fight right from the start. Vinka on the front foot there, looking to let her hands go. She had from the beginning. PANTELEEVA more than happy, though, just to set her feet square and trade at times. And it's her greater technique so far that is winning her this fight for me, but it's been a really, really good watch. An Indian corner just waving Vinka in there as she tries to trap PANTELEEVA into that red corner, and PANTELEEVA just manages to slip away to the left. Every time that Vinka feels that she may just have got her cornered, it hasn't quite worked out. But as I said, Vinka has made her bed as a fighter, and she just has to try and trust the process and believe that she will get to PANTELEEVA. But for me, she's going to need a massive final round here if she's going to turn this one around. PANTELEEVA, though, just backed up to the ropes there. Vinka closed down her own space a bit there. Didn't really have any room to get anything done. So midway point of the round. Goes to the body there, PANTELEEVA, then ducks in. Vinka unable to disentangle. Maybe the head's just rubbing together a bit there. PANTELEEVA looks slightly distressed there for a second. Good right hand there from PANTELEEVA. And another one. And there's that left hand as she moves away to the left. He's just been a bit too quick, a bit too good for Vinka, but Vinka wears a left there as she just walks her down again. She's not going to give this up. PANTELEEVA again ends up on the canvas, but just pushed down there really by Vinka. Good short, straight left hand there from Vinka. PANTELEEVA, as I said all along, is happy to try and fight fire with fire. And in this kind of contest, at times you do have to do that because you can't just let your opponent walk in on you. You've got to try and get their respect, and I think she certainly did that. Bell goes at the end of the fight. The Indian corner seem happy away to my right-hand side, and Vinka put a terrific amount of work rate into that. She was on the front foot all the time, always throwing. And as I said, she did have some success there. She did have some success, but PANTELEEVA, by distance, the more technically accomplished of those two. It's a nervous wait. I know which way I think this one should go. What I think doesn't matter.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of this fight in ring B by split decision from red corner, Vinka, India.
Vinka gets it by split decision. I think the judges at ringside must have liked her aggression. 29-28 on 3 of the cards, so it really is a split, that 3-2. For me, PANTELEEVA's a little bit unlucky there. And federations, they can appeal. That review system is in place. You have to get that appeal in quick, and then the technical delegate and the bout review jury will decide firstly whether they'll grant it, whether they'll then go on to consider it, and then if they do that, then they'll have a look at it. I'm not saying they should do that there, Russia. I'm not saying that is some kind of shocking decision, but it was a close fight. It was a close fight. But just good to be aware, if you're watching this, that review system is in place for these Youth World Championships. And I think it will go on to box Tara Bohatjuk of Bosnia and Herzegovina in the next round. Another little look backstage, nice and busy. Big space back there, 2-3 rings available, and there's the kind of track area too. All these athletes in this huge COVID secure bubble that has been immaculately created by the local organising committee, Polish Boxing Association,
we have the bout number 16.
And AIBA.
Please into the red corner from Spain, IBARRECHE on Oier.
Okay, so we go into the men's now. This is bantamweight, and from Spain here we've got Oier IBARRECHE.
Into the blue corner from Armenia, Ruslan ASLIKYAN.
And from Armenia we will have Ruslan ASLIKYAN. 26 fighters in the 56 kilo category for the men's. 10 weight divisions for the men, 49 kilos, 52, 56, 60, 64, 69, 75, 81, 91 and 91 plus.
The referee, about number 16 from Sri Lanka, Siromala Tampu, judge points. Gunbolt, Bagdrak, Yunis Nabel, Maria Kawalkieva, Artur Kurnignian, and Alexander Kamidov.
Those are the judges. Final instructions from the referee. Shiramala Tampu of Sri Lanka.
Seconds out. Round one.
So in the red corner, we've got Oier IBARRECHE of Spain, and in the blue, Ruslan ASLIKYAN of Armenia. IBARRECHE in the southpaw stance, as his opponent. IBARRECHE, though, just as I say that, switching back to orthodox. You see plenty of fighters switch these days. ASLIKYAN electing to stick with that southpaw stance for the moment, just flexing those knees, looking to try and close the gap there. ASLIKYAN. Good right hand to the body there from IBARRECHE. Feint there from ASLIKYAN. He then tries to lead off with a right hook up close. Heads just cracking together on the inside a little bit there. That's good work from IBARRECHE though. ASLIKYAN was trying to just walk him back to the ropes there, and he got hold of him, turned him, got himself out of trouble. He's quite an aggressive fighter though, ASLIKYAN. Always looking to get the pressure on with that front foot. Left to the body was a good shot there from ASLIKYAN, and just looking to try and unload as he does back his man up to the ropes there. IBARRECHE can't let himself get caught there. Just trying to measure the distance with that lead hand there, ASLIKYAN. IBARRECHE catches him with a left on the way in. ASLIKYAN again there, though, just steps to his right-hand side and then looks to try and throw that left to the body. He really plants his feet when he gets his man backed up, ASLIKYAN. Just touching with that jab, the fighter in blue. All he's doing there is just trying to measure the distance for that left hand. He didn't quite throw it. He was just about to pull the trigger there. He wasn't quite in range. Good right hand there from IBARRECHE. That was well timed. And again, as ASLIKYAN moved in. Left hand just dabs ASLIKYAN too, and the majority of punches being thrown by the Armenian in blue there, but the better work was done by IBARRECHE, who's countering him effectively the longer this round goes on, actually. Good left hand to the body there from ASLIKYAN, but as he stepped in there, a good 1-2 from IBARRECHE. Nice right hand catches him. This is a good fight. This is a good fight. ASLIKYAN is the one looking to make the running. He's the one looking to try and step in to IBARRECHE's space. IBARRECHE, though, catches a couple there as he's knocked back towards the ropes. But in the second half of that round, it's a Spaniard who warmed to his task, but then gets caught a couple of times right at the end of the round. Good round. Good 3 minutes. Neat right hand there from IBARRECHE. Just dips in with that front foot. ASLIKYAN, he's nicely balanced. Looks to get in and then let his hands go. In and out, nice quick feet. Those kind of raiding missions. And when he does get in, like there,
Seconds out, please.
he doesn't hang around. But it's when he's doing that, at times that he gets countered. That's good upper body movement there from IBARRECHE. And that's what we've got
Round
here.
two.
It's a nice dynamic. Makes for a good fight to watch. So ASLIKYAN of Armenia in the blue, IBARRECHE of Spain in the red. Not an easy round to score that first round. Good right hand there from IBARRECHE. That's a good eye-catching shot. Delivered from the outside, very easy for judges to see it. Sounds like an obvious kind of thing to say, but things like that can matter. Again, he gets backed up to the ropes there. ASLIKYAN looks to let his hands go. Not easy for judges to work out exactly what's got through in that kind of exchange from the Armenian. Good right hand again there from IBARRECHE. You saw him just drop his height slightly there as he dipped the knees. And this is where ASLIKYAN has got to go to work. Couple caught on the gloves there by IBARRECHE, but a little cheeky right to the body got through from ASLIKYAN. Nice right hand from ASLIKYAN as well there. Leading off with the right hand there, ASLIKYAN landed it, but then just got clipped with a right from IBARRECHE. Again, not much in this. You've got ASLIKYAN on the front foot. IBARRECHE, though, not entirely backing up. Right hand there, didn't really get through all that clean. The Spanish corner getting very excited every time their man lands anything. As ASLIKYAN squares up a bit when he comes in onto the inside, sets those feet wide, and he just looks to go about his business. Keep your heads up, says the referee in no uncertain terms there. No knockdown. A little bit of a push there from IBARRECHE. Right hand from IBARRECHE, just collided with the side of the head there of ASLIKYAN. He looks to try and work on the inside and does well. Left to the body, right hand up top. Some of those left hands or right hands every now and again from IBARRECHE are kind of landing with the inside of the glove, and that will count against him, or rather that will cause judges not to count them. You need to deliver the punch with the knuckle part of the glove to the target area. The rules are very specific about that. So sometimes when he moves away to his left-hand side and looks to try and catch ASLIKYAN as he's moving off, they're not really getting through that clean. ASLIKYAN keeping that muscular approach going, and bell goes for the end of round two. Spanish corner just whipping that towel to try and get some cool air to their fighter. That's a good attack there from ASLIKYAN. He was nice and measured. He got into range, but then didn't go too crazy, didn't try and load up too much. That's not a bad example of what I was talking about, though. I was talking about IBARRECHE doing it, but ASLIKYAN did it there.
Seconds out, please.
That replay a few seconds ago. Gets on the inside, plants those feet wide, but some of those punches coming in are not really landing with the knuckle.
Third round.
So into the third and final round. Oier IBARRECHE of Spain in the red. Ruslan ASLIKYAN of Armenia in the blue, and it's on a knife edge, this one, I would say. Left hand there from IBARRECHE. Caught ASLIKYAN, and ASLIKYAN has come out quick here at the start of round three. Falls short with the left hand. IBARRECHE saw that one coming, had enough room just to take those feet back. Misses with the right hand there, IBARRECHE, and his counter with the left. left to the body there from ASLIKYAN. IBARRECHE falling forward a bit behind his jab, but followed it in, ended up on the shoulder. Referee just telling these two they need to respond to her instructions. She's not got too involved actually, which has made for a good watch. Nice left hand there from ASLIKYAN. You just saw the head rock back there of IBARRECHE a bit. IBARRECHE just trying to throw right hand off the back foot, then walks forward, grabs hold of his man. ASLIKYAN, from the look of his face there, I was just a few feet away from him, just taking the opportunity to nick a little bit of a breather. Good left hand there, strong left hand from ASLIKYAN. Just caught IBARRECHE as he was looking to throw his own right, and he was too ponderous about it. Right to the body there from IBARRECHE. Both of these two feeling the pace now, you can see that as they sink into each other's arms in centering. He switches southpaw there, IBARRECHE. And then manages to turn ASLIKYAN, who does the same thing. Into the final minute of the fight, and it's been a good fight. Kind of clubbing right hand comes in from ASLIKYAN, but again doesn't really connect clean. It's been a little bit of a messier round. Just found a touch of space for himself there, ASLIKYAN, and landed the left, but IBARRECHE tried to counter with the right as he, again, just managed to find a way out. ASLIKYAN determined once again just to muscle his way onto the inside. Final few seconds, I wouldn't like to say which way this one will go. Just trading blows on the inside there, and both of them finishing this strong. I think they realised that this could still go either way. There goes the bell, and that was a really good fight to watch. Very enjoyable between two good fighters. Oier IBARRECHE we're looking at there of Spain in the red, and Ruslan ASLIKYAN across the ring wearing the blue vest representing Armenia. Working away at the body there, ASLIKYAN. Winner of this will face Dmytro Todorov.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of bout number 16 in the ring B by unanimous decision, blue corner, Ruslan ASLIKYAN, Armenia.
Ruslan ASLIKYAN gets it by unanimous decision. We got 3 scores of 29-28, so 2 rounds to 1 in there, and 2 scores of 30-27, so 3 rounds to 0. Close fight that. ASLIKYAN was on the front foot, working hard, did do a lot of good work to the body. And that's that final round score there. And only one of the judges going in the direction of IBARRECHE. And taking that final round proved to be conclusive, really. So through goes ASLIKYAN. Crowd pleasing kind of fighter, ASLIKYAN. So many different countries here. It was great watching the opening ceremony earlier on with all the flags coming in. You see all the different tracksuits backstage. Such colourful events. These AIBA international tournaments. The Russian team there just finding a little bit of space, any space they can, just to get some work done. Keep their fighters nice and loose.
Bout number 17 in the ring B in 56 kilogram. Please, into the red corner from Italy, Michele Baldassi.
So another bout in the bantamweight division here for the men. Michele Baldassi of Italy.
Please, into the blue corner from Poland, MATERLA.
And Marcel MATERLA of Poland. We've already seen a win in this ring for a Polish fighter, Karolina AMPULSKA. Very good performance from her. MATERLA will be looking to try and follow her. Without the benefit of a home crowd, of course, but that's just the way things have to be at the moment.
About number 17 in the ring B from Mongolia, Gunblood.
Arashi Kajihara
Judge points.
Of Japan awaits the winner of this
Kim
one.
Yongin, Sergei Krutasov, Emil Gurbanaliev, Dafi Saidi, and Radoslav Simon.
Winner by unanimous decision is red corner, Azerbaijan.
Baldassi just sliding through the ropes. Quite tall, both of these two, actually. Just having a quick look at them.
Round one.
So into the first. Michele Baldassi of Italy in the red, and Marcel MATERLA of Poland in the blue. MATERLA boxing out of the southpaw stance. Baldassi orthodox. Good jab there from Baldassi. One thing you notice about him straight away, no knockdown there, signalled by the referee. Baldassi sets those feet wide. It gives him a strong base to punch from. Good left hand there from Baldassi as well. And MATERLA looking to lead off with his right, and then lets a couple go as Baldassi is briefly backed up to the ropes there. And that's no knockdown either, that's another slip. But they're both full of intent here in the early stages of round one. Saw that jab earlier from Baldassi. Walked straight onto a left hand there, though, the Italian. He snapped it up nicely. And if he's got that kind of weapon, then he needs to use as much as he can. They just tangle on the inside and end up on the deck. Carries that left hand low, Baldassi. That kind of cross defense almost. Right hand on the inside, and as they get close there, Baldassi probably just about having the better of that. Traps his man MATERLA up on the ropes, looks to try and work the body. Almost a right hand lead there from Baldassi. Didn't quite get through, I don't think. Left hand from MATERLA just slid over the Italian's shoulder. They're both happy to engage up close and personal. The referee just having a word with the pair of them about catching each other around the back of the head. Right hand from Baldassi. If it did land, didn't have a lot left on it. Looking to wind up with the right hand there, Baldassi didn't let it go. Again, that right hand lead just got through there. MATERLA just stooping, didn't land his left, and Baldassi trying to work on the inside. Final few seconds of round one. Bell goes, live the opening round. Staying on his feet in between rounds there, whereas MATERLA has taken a seat, stretching those legs out. Well, that was where he ended up going down. That caught him round the side of the head. He was kind of dragged down with the punch, really. Wasn't a knockdown. There you see MATERLA just pinning his arm, but Baldassi managing to get free. He's got the guard up there, MATERLA, but the right hand to the body.
Seconds out, please.
Got through. Little uppercuts on the inside there. You can tell from the motion of the head of MATERLA that they found the target.
Round two.
So into the second, Michele Baldassi of Italy in the red, Marcel MATERLA of Poland in the blue. Left hand to the body there from MATERLA. When they get into that kind of position, it's Baldassi who looks slightly more at home there. He's just a little bit stronger physically, I would say. Aiming with the left hand there, MATERLA, and then winds up for a massive right. But neither of those two got through. Committing to them, though, absolutely. Just a little stutter with the front foot there, MATERLA, seeing if he can get Baldassi to lead off. Baldassi wasn't really having it. Winging in a hook there, MATERLA, and Baldassi looked to try and counter with a hook of his own. After that really nice snappy jab he landed early in the fight, Baldassi, we've barely seen him throw another one. That's where he wants it. There's that jab again, and I think if he could just get on that jab, you know, use that regularly, it's a good shot for him. You don't have to go upstairs with it. Just hit something, hit anything, keep your man off balance, offset him. Doesn't really allow him to build up any kind of a rhythm. But he almost seems determined not to throw it. Leading off with a hook there again, Baldassi. That's there. There's that jab. And that did exactly what I was just talking about. Made contact. He had to take a little stagger step to his right-hand side, and then he's got to get back going again, get those feet back where he needs them, and reset. Baldassi could dictate here if he used that jab a bit more. Into the final minute of round two. Missing with a big overhand left there. MATERLA, he's looking for big single shots. Again, just flicking that jab up from the waist, and strangely enough, just as I began to call for it more, he started to use it more, the Italian. Switch to southpaw very, very briefly, Baldassi.
Round 2.
30 seconds remaining in round two. Just short with the jab there, Baldassi. Wow, the referee not hanging around there. There was a 10-15 second period where they were falling short, and he's telling them to get stuck in, to engage. Good left hand to the body there from MATERLA. Cuffing right as he moved away to his right. Baldassi slightly off balance. Final few seconds of round two. There's that right hand lead again. I don't think he reached with it quite that time. So I did say at the very start of the coverage that we would have live scores that we'd be able to show you at the end of the first and then the end of the second rounds, and then at the end of the third round, of course, we would get the final round score incorporated into the final bout score. Due to a few technical problems we're having, we can't bring you that live scoring, as you'll have noticed at the end of round 1 and the end of round 2. The coaches can see the results at the end of each round. That's the most important thing, because they then know where their fighter stands. But on the live stream at the minute, we can't see it. We're working on that, and hopefully we'll get that rectified. If not today, then as we get in tomorrow's coverage. So into the third and final round between Michele Baldassi of Italy in red and Marcel MATERLA of Poland in blue. Nice crisp counter there from Baldassi. He looks a decent fighter. There's that jab. MATERLA trying to be aggressive and get onto the front foot. Just short with the right hand there, Baldassi, which could have spelt trouble, but he brought it back quick enough. Nice 1-2, just stepped in there, Baldassi. Landed the jab and then followed it with the right hand. Short right hand from Baldassi, I think, was taken mainly on the gloves, but again there, just using that 1-2. And there's the jab. He likes to mix it up on the inside, but when he keeps it on the outside there, he looks a good fighter. Looks a really good fighter. That's a nice jab. You can throw the right hand off the back of it. It's absolute basics. But he must drill that jab, because if he wouldn't be able to throw it the way he does if he didn't. And if you're going to drill it like that in the gym, then use it. Right hand lead again there from Baldassi. It's a dangerous punch, that, because if you fall short with it, then you're wide open. But he realised it wasn't going to reach and just followed it in and ended up on the shoulder of MATERLA, which is really all you can do in that situation. Final minute of round 3. And he's controlled the distance in this third round, Baldassi. And if you control the distance, then really you control the fight. Looking to lead off with the right hand there, MATERLA. That's good stuff from Baldassi, just taking the feet back. Good reflexes. And MATERLA just connecting with thin air. Almost a lead uppercut there from Baldassi as we head towards the final few seconds. Arashi Kajihara of Japan awaits the winner of this one in the next round. Right hand to the pit of the stomach there from Baldassi was a good shot. Good strong right hand counter there. And then some decent defense as well from the Italian.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner in bout number 17 in the ring B, by unanimous decision, boxers from the red corner, Baldassi Michał.
Baldassi gets it by unanimous decision, 3 rounds to 0. All 5 of the judges there. I don't think there could be any argument about that or any other way you could score that fight, really. He was in control of it. Looks a good fighter, as I said, he quite keen to mix it up on the inside a bit more than maybe he needs to, because keeping it on the outside with that jab right hand, he's got some tools there. He's got some real tools. So it'll be interesting to see how he goes. Marcel Alexander Matula of Poland. Unfortunately for him, he is out. BALDASSI up against Arashi Kajihara of Japan in the next round.
Bout number 18, the ring B, in the 56 kilogram. Into the red corner, please, from Mongolia, Altantulga BAYARSAIKHAN.
So into the red corner in this bantamweight fight from Mongolia, we've got Altantulga BAYARSAIKHAN.
And his opponent in the blue corner from Moldavia, Vitali Priskaru.
And representing Moldova, Vitali Proskaru.
Winner by split decision, red corner, Romania.
And the judges saying about 80s in the ring B. The referee from Azerbaijan, Emil Gurbanlayev. Judge 1, Latvia. Judge 2, Israel. Judge 3, Poland. Judge 4, Guatemala. And Judge 5, Uzbekistan.
That's Proskaru of Moldova. Taller kind of ranger-looking figure when you compare him to BAYARSAIKHAN, who is slightly more diminutive, a little bit more solid around the shoulders maybe. If he just straightens up there, then you'll get an idea that there's a touch of a height advantage there, nothing major.
Seconds out.
Proskaru, Vitali Proskaru of Moldova in the blue. Altantulga BAYARSAIKHAN of Mongolia in the red. And whoever wins this one will face the winner of our next fight. Nice right hand to the body there from BAYARSAIKHAN. Two orthodox fighters up against each other here. Right hand there from Proskaru, slips over the shoulder of BAYARSAIKHAN, who just dipped. Allowed that one just to disappear off into thin air. Jab to the body from BAYARSAIKHAN. Proskaru, I think, landed exactly the same shot. When they get up close so far, it's BAYARSAIKHAN who's just managing to get slightly the better of it. Right hand from the outside there from Proskaru, I think was half blocked. Just stoops in with a left to the body there, BAYARSAIKHAN. He does that well because he is giving away height, and then he steps in with the 1-2. Referee just telling him there that he needs to punch with the knuckle part of the glove. Nothing deliberate about that from BAYARSAIKHAN, but it was possibly a little bit of a slap. He can't just give him the jab to the body there, Preliminaries. Okay, it's not going to take anything out of you. It's not going to hurt, but it's still landing. Good left hand there though from Preliminaries. Nice right hand there from BAYARSAIKHAN, and you saw the head just snap back there of Preliminaries. Just leaning in there, Preliminaries, offering the head almost, trying to tempt BAYARSAIKHAN in. That's good work from Preliminaries. BAYARSAIKHAN caught 2-3 times there on the way in. Preliminaries knows that BAYARSAIKHAN, to get to him, has got to take that space. He's got to close the gap. Preliminaries got the height and reach on him. He doesn't tend to jab too much, but he'll know that distance-wise, he does have a slight edge there. Nice long right hand there from Preliminaries, left to the body though from BAYARSAIKHAN. Just short with the 1-2 that time, Preliminaries, and BAYARSAIKHAN landed and then looks to do some body work there as well. Turning southpaw, the Mongolian, not for too long. Final few seconds of round one. They look pretty evenly matched, these two. Familiar sight in the corners, just trying to get the air circulating. It's a big open space, this. You don't get a sense of just how big it is because the cameras are trained in on the ring, of course, but it's got that kind of aircraft hangar feel to it. Big, high, sort of vaulted ceiling. So in terms of the heat, it's not too bad, but the lights on the ring always do add a few degrees.
Seconds out, please. Round two.
So into the second. There's that jab to the body. He takes that whenever he can. BAYARSAIKHAN. Preliminaries just with that lead left hand of his own, just oscillating it top to bottom. There's the left to the body again from BAYARSAIKHAN, and once more as he manages to get into that kind of distance. Picked up a couple of times there BAYARSAIKHAN, but then a right hand did get through. Just short with the right hand there. BAYARSAIKHAN, who's looking a little bit more aggressive at the start of the second round. He's going looking for Preliminaries a bit more. Short with the right hand there, and Preliminaries countered nicely with the left, followed by the right. Good bit of work that from the Moldovan, because he just pulled his weight back, and as BAYARSAIKHAN just fell in behind that right, as he made him fall short, he then made him pay. Good quality bit of work there from Preliminaries, who looks for the jab there. And I said it before, you know, for somebody of his height and the reach that comes with it, doesn't really use that jab. As I say, that just pokes out a short jab there and made contact. There's that left to the body, left up top there from BAYARSAIKHAN. And just for a split second there, I just wondered if Preliminaries felt that one, if he was buzzed slightly by that. I think he's okay, but just a slight reaction for him there. That made me wonder, deep into the final minute of round 2, short right hand there. Gets through from BAYARSAIKHAN. I think has probably had the better of this second round so far. Working to the body there, coming on strong towards the conclusion of it. But as I said in the first round, these two are evenly matched. A couple of shots to the body, but just before that there was a right to the head from Preliminaries. Good bit of body work there from BAYARSAIKHAN, but Preliminaries managed to find a touch of space and landed a couple himself. And it's been that kind of a fight, really, just when you feel that a fighter might be in a position to capitalise, the other one has always come back with something. That's a good example of it, actually. He pulled back really well there, Preliminaries, and caught BAYARSAIKHAN with a couple of punches as he was making his way in, but then he just kept coming. He showed that persistence, the Mongolian, and landed his own.
Seconds out, please. Third round.
So third and final round. In the blue there, we've got Vitaly Preliminaries of Moldova, and in the red, representing Mongolia, Altantulga, BAYARSAIKHAN. There's not been a great deal between these two. BAYARSAIKHAN generally has been the one more on the front foot. I thought I had the better of that second round. The first round was tight. He's got some good upper body movement, Preliminaries. Tall fighter, dipping at the waist and just rocking and rolling on the ropes well there, because he's under pressure there, potentially. Right hand there from BAYARSAIKHAN did get through. Prior to that, he tucked up and covered up well to the body there, Preliminaries. But he doesn't want to get caught on the ropes or in those corners too much. It's not a good look. Just a little rat-a-tat-tat on the inside of the ribcage there from BAYARSAIKHAN, and he's targeted that body, particularly with the jab to the body at times. And well, he's taken a point there, the referee, for the head, and that could be bad news for Preliminaries. In a 3-round fight, losing a point is a big deal. But the referee decided that that's what he needed to do. BAYARSAIKHAN again just gets into range, plants those feet. Good left hand there from Preliminaries as BAYARSAIKHAN's trying to come in. He's more on the back foot in this third and final round now, Preliminaries, when that point that's gone is a problem. That is a problem. But he is having some success. But the look of this round is that BAYARSAIKHAN is maybe just beginning to boss things a bit. Right to the side of the head. Preliminaries just switching southpaw. He's doing what he can to try and keep BAYARSAIKHAN guessing, but the Mongolian fighter is boxing with a bit of authority now. Nice right hand to the body there. Good right to the pit of the stomach, and he just puffs out a bit of air there, Preliminaries. Been a decent performance from him, but educated pressure from BAYARSAIKHAN is bit by bit just taking its toll on him, and he's going for a walk there, Preliminaries, into the final 30 seconds. He's lost this final round, and he's had a point taken as well. Right hand there from BAYARSAIKHAN, and if he followed that up, I think the referee might have jumped in with a standing count, because he did pirouette a bit, the man in blue, and offer his back almost. Bell goes at the end of the 3 rounds, and a raised right glove there from BAYARSAIKHAN, and I make him correct in being confident about the outcome of this one. He put everything into that, though, Vitaly Proskaru of Moldova. The gap between the two of them just began to open up as the fight went on. The opening round, there wasn't an awful lot in it. They looked fairly well matched. The second round, BAYARSAIKHAN maybe started to take control a bit. That third round, he certainly won, and the point went too. So I don't think there's any real doubt here as to who's going to get this. A little bit of a wait here for these two. Altantulga BAYARSAIKHAN of Mongolia in the red put on a good performance. Vitaly Proskaru of Moldova did the same. But he's still got that energy.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of bout number 80 in the ring B by split decision. Boxer from the red corner.
Well, he gets it by split decision there,
Mongolia.
BAYARSAIKHAN. And when you have a look at the scores, that point deduction has cost Proskaru fairly dearly there, but it's BAYARSAIKHAN who gets the win and looks a good fighter. And when you see those scores, you can see that those top two, he would have won but for the point deduction, Proskaru, but the bottom three would have gone in BAYARSAIKHAN's favour anyway.
Bout number 19 in the ring B, in the 56 kilogram. Into the red corner, please welcome a boxer from Uzbekistan, Dilshod ABDUMURODOV.
So into the red corner here, and this is again a bantamweight. We've got
to the blue corner, boxer from Slovakia, Lukas Lornic.
We've got Dilshod ABDUMURODOV of Uzbekistan here. He's in the red corner making his way into the ring, and following him into the blue corner will be Lukas Lornic. And the winner of this fight will face the winner of our last fight, which was Altantulga BAYARSAIKHAN. There's the Slovakian, Lukas Lornic.
In the bout 19 the ring B, the judges 1 Jordania, 2 Sri Lanka, 3 Bulgaria, 4 Armenia, and 5 Russia. The referee will be from Guatemala, Pastor Emerson.
Uzbekistan, one of the powerhouses of AIBA boxing. The senior Men's World Championships has just been awarded to Tashkent in 2023. Got senior men's and women's coming towards the end of this year, October, November time, post-Olympic Games. Men's competition will be in Belgrade, in Serbia. Those are our judges from Jordan, Sri Lanka, Bulgaria, Armenia, and Russia.
seconds out. Round 1.
So into the first, and in the red here we've got ABDUMURODOV of Uzbekistan, in the blue Lorenk of Slovakia. Quick start here from ABDUMURODOV, looking to dig those toes in and land a left hand to the body. He's definitely got the height and reach here on Lorenk. Looking to try and punish with the jab, throwing that jab from the waist, leading off with a left hook. And Lorenk trying to be aggressive himself here. ABDUMURODOV tucking up fairly effectively. That left to the body is something he's looking for. For a tall fighter, he likes to get inside, get up close, dig those toes in, and really use that leverage, particularly to the body, that you can get when you've got those long limbs. Just busying up those hands on the inside there, ABDUMURODOV. Varying the power. Lorenk just being caught as he's coming forward a touch here. Looking for the uppercut there off the back of a right hand, ABDUMURODOV, and there's that left to the body again. Dips to his left, really puts something into it, gets good rotation on it. That's a nice solid right hand from ABDUMURODOV, who has found his distance pretty quickly. Now just looking to try and keep things on the outside a little bit more, which he can do. Good jab, sees the head snap back there of Lorenk, who's just trying to walk forward behind a tight guard, but he's not moving his head all that much, and he's standing in front of ABDUMURODOV, really. Looks to try and put everything into a right hand, steps off to his right and then throws there Lorenk. He needs to do more of that, because at the moment he's coming in straight and the Uzbek is not finding it difficult to land on him. What's good about ABDUMURODOV here is that he varies up the weight of punch. He doesn't throw everything with the same weight. He kind of tippy taps a little bit and then he'll look to really try and sink one in. Couple of good punches to the body there from Lorenk. Nice uppercut there from ABDUMURODOV. Right to the body as well. He looks a classy fighter. Short kind of right hand lead there from ABDUMURODOV, who's very well balanced. Moves off to his left after throwing that left hook. Right to the body there though from Lorenk. End of the first round. A round that has gone to the red corner, I would say. It's very relaxed, ABDUMURODOV, very loose. Looks very at home in there. And you can see the array of punches that he's got at his disposal there, Dilshod, ABDUMURODOV. Lorenk is showing plenty of ambition. He's
seconds out, please.
He's game, certainly.
Round 2.
So into the start of the second round, this in the bantamweight division, representing Uzbekistan, we've got Dilshod, ABDUMURODOV, and in the blue, boxing for Slovakia, Lukas Lorenk, who's looking to try and get on the front foot at the start of this second round. ABDUMURODOV had a good opening round, goes to the body there with the left hand. Right hand there from Lorenk, and ABDUMURODOV looks a good fighter, as I said, in that opening round. Plenty of variety, gets some power on that left to the body and just has the poise of somebody who has spent a lot of time in that squared circle. Good right hand on the inside there from Lorenk. He's looking to try and bring the heat here in this second round. Good left hand, short left hand from ABDUMURODOV, who then just steps off to try and re-establish a bit of distance there. Set up that right hand. And Lorink just trying to keep his head on the move on the way in. Didn't move his head too much in the opening round. He keeps that guard up, tries to keep it tight. Good right hand there. Just slung in from the waist from ABDUMURODOV. And again, as I said, he's just firing up the punches, goes upstairs, goes down, right hand to the pit of the stomach. And then a left that time. Uppercut followed by right over the top, and Lorink can take a shot because he's continuing to come forward here. There's that left to the body. Just looking to try and get those elbows up, and you look at the way that he holds those elbows himself there, Lorink, they flare away from the rib cage quite significantly because he's trying to keep that high guard. He doesn't have the longest levers, and that's where he leaves himself a little bit open. And ABDUMURODOV, as he did there, just darts downstairs with that rapier kind of stab to the midsection. Short with the right hand there, Lorink, but wasn't made to pay for it this time. Lovely left uppercut on the inside there from ABDUMURODOV to finish the round. Just making Lorink miss and then making him pay, and that's the name of the game. At any level of boxing, that is the name of the game. And ABDUMURODOV has done that effectively so far. Lorink, as I've been saying, he's full of industry. He does have some ability.
Seconds out, please.
But in ABDUMURODOV, he's just found himself up against somebody who's just got a bit more in all departments.
Third round.
Into the third and final round. Dilshod ABDUMURODOV of Uzbekistan in the red, Lucas Lorink of Slovakia in the blue. Right hand there, I think, just about got through. Full Lorink. Nice right hand there from ABDUMURODOV, just fashion that one slightly over the top. Falling short with the right hand there, Lorink. Down to the body. Just gets those gloves up, gets those elbows away, as I said, from the rib cage, then goes down to the body, sets his feet and puts a bit of meat on the right and left hand there, ABDUMURODOV. It's been a really good watch, this, and Lorink he's played his part in this fight. He really has, because, as I said, he's always throwing. And he can take a punch. He's obviously arrived in good condition here. But it's difficult to find a way through against ABDUMURODOV. He's not managed to land too much clean on him, although he has thrown plenty. Just offset with a nice jab there as he looked to try and throw his big overhand right there, Lorink. And that's the problem that he's got, is that he's got those busy hands, ABDUMURODOV, and Lorink, whenever he's got into a position where he's felt like he can get something done, ABDUMURODOV comes back, and again, he's hitting with two wounding body shots there. And the referee is just getting the doctor to wipe away a little bit of blood from the nose there of Lorink. And this is getting pretty tough for Lukas Lorink. Into the final minute of this fight. Left hand, lovely left hand, and the blood just starts to flow from the nose again there, and ABDUMURODOV just finds good distance, sets those feet, wings the hooks in, left hand, right, bringing those gloves up from the waist. He's been very accurate. Great left hand there again from ABDUMURODOV. He is a quality fighter. And again, the referee just calling the doctor in. There's not too long left in this one for Lukas Lorink to navigate. He'll be the better for this experience. As I said, he's got something to offer, definitely. Just a bit unlucky that he's come up against Dilshod ABDUMURODOV in the opening round. No seeding. So yesterday's draw, it was just pure chance as to who got a bye and who didn't, and who had to box in the prelims and who didn't, and who against. So into the final 10 seconds here, and this has been a surgical kind of display from ABDUMURODOV right into the body. But again, Lorink never stopped coming forward in this fight, never stopped getting onto the front foot and working hard. So he deserves credit there, the Slovakian, for the way he went about that. But in this man, he's up against somebody who he will take some beating. We've not seen much of the field in the men's bantamweight division so far, and there are 26 fighters in it. But you just look at him here, look at him working here. It's the variety. And there's a bit of snap and spite on the punches when he wants them to be. Not always. But good distance there, gets the biting point absolutely right, and then goes down to the body.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of bout number 19 in the ring B by unanimous decision from the red corner, Dilshod ABDUMURODOV, Uzbekistan.
So ABDUMURODOV gets it, and there's 10-8s in there from the judges, and I think that's fair enough because he was very, very dominant in that fight, and he will go on to box Altantulga BAYARSAIKHAN, who we saw win the previous fight. That'll be an interesting fight. 10-8s in round 3 from 4 of the 5 judges, and that's absolutely correct, you would say. As I said, scoring in AIBA boxing is about interpreting dominance, and he was dominant in that fight, ABDUMURODOV, particularly in that final round. Just touching with the jab there. Just touching with the jab, just measuring the distance, pulling the weight back onto his back foot and then throwing the right hand into the body. He's got some real tackers, ABDUMURODOV, that's for sure. He's got some skills. Left hand to the body there again. Just finds those little angles, those slight adjustments.
Number 20 in the ring B. And 56 kilogram. Please, into the red corner, boxers from Jordania, Fahad Ali.
This is another one at bantamweight. 56 kilos into the red corner, Fahad Ali of Jordan.
And his opponent in the blue corner, from Colombia, Jose David Valdez Jimenez.
And in the blue corner, representing Colombia, Jose Valdez.
And the judges send about number 20 in the ring B. Judge 1 from Poland, Judge 2 from Korea, Judge 3 from Turkey, Judge 4 from Ireland, and Judge 4 from Slovakia. And the referee in this fight will be from Latvia, Leonidas Hanevičs.
Head guards just getting securely attached. But a good start today in Ring B. We've seen some good action, seen some good fighters in these prelim stages. This is the final fight we'll see at bantamweight, and then we'll be on to a couple at welterweight. 69 kilos to close things out for today. Leonid Havanic from Latvia taking charge. Touch of gloves between the two. So we've got Fahad Ali of Jordan in the red and Jose Valdez of Colombia in the blue.
Round 1.
So set for three-minute rounds here. It's the opening day of the AIBA 2021 Youth World Championships, and this is some start here from Fahad Ali. He has come out of the traps and he looks like he wants to do some damage. He is ripped to a shred to make this weight. You can see that. Got quite a big frame on him for a bantamweight. You look at his back there and he's just dabbing with that lead hand and really looking to land that right, but that's a good counter off the back foot there from Valdez, but he wears the right hand, the Colombian, as he's backed up. And another one. Well, he's full of intent here, Fahad Ali. Technically, he leaves a little bit to be desired at times, but he absolutely commits to his punches. Aimed an uppercut there, Ali. He was miles short. Left hand to the body there from Valdez, who again just dips in, throws a couple downstairs. Short with the right hand there, Fahad Ali. He jumped on Valdez a bit at the start of the fight. Valdez maybe wasn't quite ready for it. You have to be ready for it when it's three-minute rounds. You can't give anything away. Good counter there from Valdez, though. Lead left hand is a good shot there from Valdez. Almost spun Fahad Ali around a bit, and again he leads off with that left, and I think he's maybe picked that out as a punch that can have some profit rather for him. And again, led off with it just a few seconds ago. Ali has not been put back in his shell exactly, but he did come out in explosive fashion, and Valdez has taken a little bit of time to have a look, and he's coping with him pretty well now, actually. He's heading into the final minute of round 1. Watching him come to the ring, or watching him enter the ring, he kind of raised his glove to the arena, Fahad Ali. He did look quite tight. Difficult to know whether that was a sign of nerves or whether that's just how he carries himself. Some fighters do. Always look a little bit rigid. Valdez definitely the looser of these two stylistically. That's a nice bit of work from Valdez. Dipped to his left-hand side, avoided the right hand, left to the body, then went upstairs. That's a decent left hand from Ali. Leading off with that left hand again there, though, Valdez, and that's landed regularly. To lead off with a left hook and land it the way he does, it kind of makes me ask questions a little bit of that head guard of Ali's as to whether he can really see those punches coming in. Those hooks delivered, whether that head guard's kind of clear enough of his eye. It's a standard issue piece of kit, so it should be. But not everybody has the same shaped head, of course. There are straps there to be able to adjust it. And a look on his face there, it's been a difficult opening round, I would say, that one. He did have some success at the beginning. And there's that right hand. He just caught him as he was moving away to his left-hand side there, Valdez. He was loading up on that right hand at the start of the fight. Fahad Ali, big time.
Seconds out, please. Round 2.
So into the start of the second round. Fahad Ali of Jordan in the red. Jose Valdez of Colombia in the blue. Fahad Ali came out very quick at the start of the opening round, but by the conclusion of it, it was Valdez who was doing the better work. And again, Ali just trying to get his feet a bit closer there when he throws that right hand, which he absolutely has to do, because as he throws it from too far out, which is exactly what he did there, then Valdez just takes a step and picks him off on the way in. He can't make too many mistakes against Valdez here, Ali, because he's a good technical fighter. He's a decent back foot fighter. Right foot to the right hand, rather, to the body there from Valdez. Looks for a left. Leads off with that left hand again and catches Ali once more. That left hook, he's not gone left hook happy, but every time he does throw it, every time he leads off with it, Valdez, he pretty much lands it. Nice crisp 1-2 there from Valdez as Ali was looking to try and move in. Referee just telling Ali to keep his head up. He possibly carries it in a bit low when he's looking to throw that right hand. I don't think there's anything sinister about it. Heading up to the midway point of the contest. Looking for a big right hand there, Valdez. Wasn't too much on it by the time that it landed. And Ali got his feet a bit closer there, but then when he threw the 1-2, he just kind of held his feet, stayed where he was, and that allowed Valdez to get a couple of punches off himself. Cannot stay still for even a fraction of a second at this kind of level. No time to be admiring your own work. Referee just telling Valdez to keep those punches up, and losing a point is something that fighters cannot afford to do in 3-round fights in particular. No suggestion from the referee that is imminent, a deduction, not at all, but it's just something you need to be aware of if you are spoken to by the referee about any kind of infringement. You just got to be aware that you need to heed that advice. Just caught a bit square there, Ali, as he was trying to track Valdez down towards the ropes. Final 30 seconds of round 2. Lead left hook didn't land that time. Nice right hand there from Ali as he steps in and backs Valdez up a bit. Referee telling both of them to keep their heads up. Just feinted the jab to the head there, Valdez, then just dipped those knees, went with the right hand to the body. Second round comes to an end.
Seconds out, please.
Again, in that second round, plenty of industry from Ali. He's always looking to come forward. He's always looking to get something done.
Third round.
But as we head into this third and final round, between Fahad Ali of Jordan in the red and Jose Valdez of Colombia in the blue, it's the Colombian fighter for me who is in control of this one, in that I feel that he's got his nose in front here. Just a slight delay at the start of the third round. Ringside officials just handing those scores over, or fresh score sheets being handed to the judges at ringside. I'm not entirely sure what the issue is here. Conversations being had by the supervisor. Anyway, no matter. On into the third and final round. Valdez letting go with an expansive left hook there. That didn't land. Good job for Ali that it didn't. Fahad Ali once again onto that front foot at the start of the third round, exactly the same as he has been in the first and the second. And you just look at him fiddling with his head guard there, and I do wonder whether that left hand, when it has landed at times, is because it's just a bit too big for him, that head guard maybe. And it just narrows his field of vision, his lateral vision, peripheral vision if you like, just isn't really there. Good short left hand there from Valdez. Double jabbing, the second one got through. Again, looking for the double jab. Didn't reach, but finished with a right hand to the body. There's that left hand. Just knocked him back onto his heels, but he just allowed his weight to take him back there, Ali. Just stretching with that right-hander touch there, Valdez. Ali looking for that single right hand himself. But a better third round this for Fahad Ali. I wouldn't say that Valdez has won the first two by street, but that good backhand there from Valdez. He's just been a little bit tighter this final round so far, Fahad Ali. Inside the final minute. There's that left hook again, but he got the right glove up that time, Fahad Ali. He's made an argument here, the Jordanian, all the way through, and just get the feeling from watching Valdez and the way he's negotiating this final round. I think he does feel that he's not necessarily got this one in the bag, because it's only a 3-round fight. You can't be that confident that you've won the opening 2 rounds. But he's been happy to let Ali come to him, feeling that Ali needs to do that and that he can then pick him off, rather than trying to be the more proactive one of the two, which is what you would do if you felt that you were behind. But another good competitive fight. There's that jab, nice short left hand. The difference between these two really is the feet. Valdez takes his feet with him everywhere, keeps his feet under him. Fahad Ali doesn't tend to manage that often, or all of the time. Often's a bit harsh.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of bout number 20 in the ring B by unanimous decision, boxers from the blue corner, Jose David Valdez, Jimenez, Colombia.
So he gets a win there, Valdez. And he will go on to fight Sachin of India in the next round. Three rounds to nil across the board there for the judges. And as I said, it was pretty straightforward, I think, to score that one. Plenty of industry from Fahad Ali, and plenty more to come from him, I think, too. Valdez, smarter, cuter, just the more skilled fighter of the two. So now we'll head into the welterweight division. 36 fighters in the competition at welter, always a well-populated division.
Bout number 21 in the ring B in the 69-kilogram men's. Into the red corner, please welcome a boxer from Latvia, Ruslan Zailis.
Coming into the red corner here, we've got Ruslan Zailis of Lithuania.
And his opponent in the blue corner from Kyrgyzstan, Muhammad Bagiev.
And coming into the blue corner, Muhammad Bagiev of Kyrgyzstan. Just a reminder about the live scoring. As I said half an hour or so ago, we've had a couple of technical issues that have meant we haven't been able to bring you the round scores at the end of rounds 1 and 2. You've been seeing
the judges bout number 21 in the ring B.
Final scores at the end of round 3 and the breakdown at the end of the fight.
Mongolia 3, Uzbekistan 4, Azerbaijan 5, Israel, and the referee from Guatemala, Pastor Emerson.
But we will be bringing you those scores at the ends of rounds 1 and 2 throughout the course of the competition. We'll get that into effect by tomorrow, hopefully. The coaches in the corner, though, have been able to see the scores at the end of each round, which is the most crucial thing, really. So they will always have been aware as to where their fighter stood. So these two calls to the centre of the ring. Bulgaria, Mongolia, Uzbekistan, Azerbaijan and Israel. That's where our judges hail from. Ruslan Zailis of Lithuania in the red, Muhammad Bagiev of Kyrgyzstan in the blue.
Round 1.
This is the penultimate bout of this opening day of the 2021 AIBA Youth World Championships in Ring B. Both of these two looking to land big shots right from the start of the fight there. That's a lovely chopping down right hand. He's a bit open there, though, Bagiev, as he throws his right, and no feeling out process here whatsoever. Both of them just digging their toes in and just swinging for the fences. Big right hands coming in from both of them. Bit untidy that as he comes forward there, Zailis. But he's just looking to inch forward and then throw that right hand. Walked onto the end of a jab there, I think, as he looked to get that punch away. It's the Kyrgyzstan fighter Bagiev, who just looks to have the better balance of the two. Well, the referee has just halted proceedings briefly. A slight issue at ringside. So on we go, just over 2 minutes remaining in round one. Tries to lead off with a hook there. It's Alice and Bagiev just took the weight back onto his right foot and caught him. It's quite basic, Ruslan Alice. You can see what he's trying to do, and that's the problem really, because Muhammad Bagiev knows exactly what he's trying to do. Right hand to the body there though from Zalis, and what Bagiev doesn't really need to do here is get drawn into some single shot trade-off, because he looks to me like, in terms of skills and technique, he's got more about him than Zalis, and he just needs to try and make that count. Right hand missed there from Bagiev, and then he just steamed in with a left hand instead. He's certainly happy to mix it up and have a bit of a war here. When you look at them in centre ring there, it's Bagiev who's the looser. He's got the better balance, but then he just gets clipped on the chin by a lead right hand, a right hand lead from Zalis. He leads off with the left hook there, Bagiev. These are risky punches. These are kind of low percentage shots really, and snatches with the right hand. It's strange, Bagiev. You look at his setup, you look at the way he shapes up, and it looks great. And then he throws a right hand from way back there, and it did land, but again, technically his feet crossed there, and the weight kind of fell in. It's kind of fascinating, really. Everything looks spot on until he really lets his hands go. Final few seconds of round one. More orthodox jab, then leads off with the left hand there, Bagiev, and Zalis immediately looks to try and come back with a right hand. Right hand to the body there from Zalis was decent. Left up top was as well. Right hand just catches Zalis a bit tall and square. Interesting opening round that. Zalis is kind of one-dimensional. Bagiev looks like he should be 2 or 3-dimensional really, but in a way he's kind of fighting Zalis's fight. Goes to the body there. Which is a good move because Zalis kind of offered it. Made him fall short there, couldn't quite counter with his own right hand. But that's what Zalis is looking for. He's looking to get his feet close enough and then really throw that right hand. But the problem he's got is that often he doesn't quite get his feet close enough. He made a good adjustment there, though, because that right hand there, because
Seconds out, please.
he winged that in from an improvised kind of angle, and it did score.
Round two.
But then his feet got stuck and he caught a left hand. So into the start of the second round, Muhammad Bagiev of Kyrgyzstan in the blue, Ruslan Zalis of Lithuania in the red. And whoever wins this one will be in with Farhad Moradi of the Islamic Republic of Iran. A strong right hand there from Bagiev, who looked to try and sit down and throw another one there, just dropped his knees and then put it over the top, but didn't quite get it clean. The second one there was much better. Bit of success there, though, from Zales. But then caught a right hand as he was coming forward. That's what he's going to have to do here, Zales. And I suspect that's what he always has to do, is that he's going to have to take one to land one. I don't think he's too bothered about that. That's a great right hand there from Zales. He stepped in there, really closed that distance, and his feet were right where he needed them. And that's why he got the purchase on that right hand. That is what it's all about, really. He got his feet closer. And he did again there, and then explodes with a left hook. And those are good shots. Those are big shots from Zales. Again, he's just inching forward. Caught a little bit square as he came in there. But this is a good round for Zales so far. Snatched a bit of that with that right hand. Right hand to the pit of the stomach there from Zales. And he's just managing to back Bagiev up here. Bagiev turns off the ropes nicely, though. Oh, Zales that time actually just got a little bit too close, shut down his own space. And the both of them there, I think, were waiting for the referee or expecting the referee to break them, but there was just no need. And it was Zales who shrugged Bagiev off and then let go with a couple. So this, for me, is going to be pretty evenly poised going into the third and final round. I would have given Bagiev that first round, I think. But this second round is Zales's, I would say. Right hand over the top there as Bagiev was looking to throw his own. I'm not sure how solid that was. It was on the far side of the ring. Few seconds remaining in round two, and as I said, I think this is poised very nicely heading into the third and final round. Looking for that big right hand again at the end of the second session there. Ruslan and Zales, and they both put a lot into this. And it could be a case almost of whose stamina holds up best in the 3 minutes that is remaining here. Trying to get some life into the legs over in the blue corner there, just massaging those calves, those thighs of Mohamed Bagiev. There's that left hand. That was a really good shot. Missed with the right, but it left him in a good position to throw the left, and he didn't waste any time.
Seconds out, please.
So third and final round. Ruslan Zales of Lithuania in the red, Mohamed Bagiev of Kyrgyzstan in the blue. I'd have gone Bagiev's way in round one. I've gone Zales's way in round two. 5 scoring judges ringside. But I think both of these two are going to pour it all out here in the third and final round, because there's no way that either corner could be sure. They will know the round scores, though. And it looks to me, the way that they've sent their fighters out here, certainly Zales is coming out here to win this final round. He looks like a man who knows that he has to win this final round. Bagiev is just backing off slightly. It does make you wonder if he's got a cushion. The corner know that he's got a cushion going into round 3. But even if he has, courtesy of 2 10-9s, that doesn't mean you're out of sight, because the 10-8 is distinctly possible in AIBA scoring. He was off balance there, Zales, but still managed to throw that right hand with a decent amount of pop. But there you see Bagiev just giving ground. He's happy to give ground. And then looks to ditch a big right hand off the ropes. To no avail. Zales again just looking to try and walk him down. Got close there, then threw the right hand to the body. Good solid right hand to the chest there from Zales. Again, just looking to load up on that right hand. And Zales is winning this final round at the minute by virtue of the fact that he's trying to make something happen. He's going forward. Bagayev is backing off. He's backing up. He is trying to land punches, of course he is, but there's a lot more purpose and a lot more motivation here, really, for Zales, which does make me wonder about those scores going into the final round. But it's all just guesswork on my part. Into the final few seconds of round 3. Good right hand, short right hand there from Zales, but he wore a left hand just before that. There goes the bell. Zales put absolutely everything into that. That was a good short left hand. Trying to sneak it in around the back of the guard. Didn't quite manage it, but it was just well executed.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of bout number 21 in the ring B by split decision. The boxers from the red corner, Ruslan Zales, Lithuania.
Well, it's Ruslan Zales who gets it. Be interesting to have a look at the scores. Split decision 3-2, 2 rounds to 1. With Uzbekistan, Azerbaijan and Israel, and 2 rounds to 1 in favour of the other fighter for the other 2 judges' cards. And I think he didn't do himself any favours there, Muhammad Bagayev, by the way he went about things in that 3rd and final round, because he had the look of a fighter who was maybe a couple of rounds up. That was how he was going about it. There was much more urgency from Zales, who really went out to go and get it. And he did get it, because you look at those bottom 3 scores, those 10-9s, that's won him the fight. That's won him the fight. So he goes through and he'll be up against Farhad Moradi of the Islamic Republic of Iran in the next round. So 1 left in Ring B, another welterweight competition between Croatia and Poland. Petar Knežević and Matthias Urban.
Ladies and gentlemen, winner of bout 10 by split decision is red corner, Greece, Vinka.
Bout number 22 in the ring B, 69 kilogram men's. Into the red corner, please welcome a boxer from Croatia, Petar Knežević.
Here comes Knežević. He'll be heading for the red corner, boxing for Croatia.
And his opponent head to the blue corner from Poland, Mateusz Urban.
And for the home nation, representing Poland, boxing out of the blue corner, Matthias Urban.
And the judges about 22, judge 1 from Armenia, 2 from Sri Lanka, 3 from Slovakia, 4 from Russia, and Judge 5 from Latvia. The referee in this fight will be from Jordania, Yunis Nabel.
And awaiting the winner of this one in the next round will be Samir Nazirov of Azerbaijan. He got a draw, got a bye rather, at yesterday's draw. Just having to adjust that head guard. And that's Matthias Urban, the Polish eagle on the left-hand side of his vest there. Judges from Armenia, Sri Lanka, Slovakia, Russia, and Latvia. This is the final fight of this opening session on day one of the 2021 AIBA Youth Men's and Women's World Boxing Championships. 69 kilos. Yunus Nabil of Jordan in charge of this one. And as I said, in the red from Croatia, Petar Nezovic, and in the blue from Poland, Matthias Urban.
Seconds out. Round one.
Urban trying to close that distance, trying to get that gap down so that he can throw that right hand, and it's Nezovic who is giving ground out of these two at the moment. Physically, they're not too far apart. It's the Croat Nezovic who's got the height on Urban. It's a neat left hand there from Nezovic as he was on the retreat. Urban uses that kind of high guard. Nezovic just carries his gloves a little bit low, right to the body there from Urban. Referee just having a word there with Nezovic about pinning Urban's arm. No real space for either one of them to get anything done there as they kind of fell into the clinch. Referee's had a word with Nezovic about just dropping that elbow and clamping that arm of Urban a few times now. He just needs to be a bit careful. Nezovic doesn't want to lose a point for that. Closing stages of round one. Not a great deal clean has got through from either of these two. It's been quite untidy, quite scruffy, quite a lot of that wrestling up close in the clinch. Referees in Ring B today have always given the fighters a chance to work their way out when they get into that kind of situation. And it's Urban, I think, who was maybe a little bit more willing to fight on the inside than Nezovic. As I was saying, the referee's had a word with Nezovic a couple of times about just dropping that elbow, that forearm on his opponent's arm on the blind side of the referee generally. And you can see it there actually as they fall in towards each other. It's Nezovic who is keener just to tie his man up there and get the referee in and get him to break the two of them apart.
Seconds out, please. Round 2.
So into the second round, an Urban of Poland in the blue, quickly into the centre of the ring. Trying to use his jab to work his way in there, Urban, doubling up, tripling up on the jab. Trying to make sure he keeps those feet underneath him. But again, as they get in close there, Nezovic happy to hold on. And again, the referee has half a word with him about a little bit of holding. Sets his feet there, Nezovic, and looks to try and let his hands go. That's a sneaky bit of work actually there from Urban. The referee could have a word about that because he's almost holding him round the back of the head, the back of the neck with his left hand, and then looking to work with his right hand, which is a bit sneaky. Both of these two just looking for any kind of marginal gain they can get in there at the minute, because as I say, this is quite untidy. And he's just pinning the arm again there, but the referee can't see it. Nezovic is, I should say. I think the referee could probably do with getting a little bit more involved with these two, and when they do fall into a clinch, just breaking them up, because when it happens, all we're seeing is just kind of dead action, 5-10 seconds of nothing really. You can see that they're not really too interested in working their way out. And this is a good example here. Bit of wrestling. He's going to walk him back to the ropes if he can. Pushes off with the heel of his glove there, Urban. Again, on the blind side of the referee, doesn't really see it. Better distance there from Nezovic. Nice short left hand on the inside there from the Croat as well. The man in red, as Urban was just looking to try and close him down. It's the Polish fighter who has been on the front foot more, and in a fight where not a great deal has landed clean, where it might be difficult to pick between the two of them in that criteria, the most important criteria, then proactivity can and should count. Good left to the body there from Nezovic, but a nice right hand came back from Urban. Lead left uppercut there from Urban. Sprang in from distance. That's a risky shot, but he landed it. And a left hand on the inside there as well from Urban. Better action as we head towards the end of round 2. So 1 round to go, 1 more round left in Ring B on this opening day of the 2021 AIBA Youth World Championships here in Kielce in Poland. 414 fighters from 52 countries have made their way here, and absolutely delighted that they have, because it's always an absolute joy to come to these tournaments. Particularly interesting to see youth tournaments too, because you just see fighters come through, and you think about someone like Shakur Stevenson, who won a gold in recent years at the Youth Worlds, and so many other good fighters have trodden that same route. They're just names to look out for. It's always great to be able to say that you saw someone when they were really
Seconds out, please.
making their way through the ranks. So third and final round. Petar Nezovic of Croatia in the red, Maciej Urban of Poland in the blue. Both coming out aggressive at the start of round 3, as you would expect. We don't know how the scores stand, but the corners will. With 5 scoring judges ringside too. Makes it more likely that the fight is in the balance. Just got slightly too close there, Urban, as he came in. He stole that space nicely, but by the time he started to throw, he just kind of... He closed his own space down, really. There wasn't quite enough room. Right hand there from Knežević. It's a little bit tired. He's standing kind of tall there on his heels. Just winged the shot in. He was quite open, and Urban just cuffs him a couple of times on the inside. And I think if the pole puts the hammer down here in round 3, then he can take this round, because Knežević, I think he's gassing a bit here. Left hand there from Urban, who's working. Urban's still throwing, but the way he's just kind of setting his feet and then letting his hands go, I wouldn't say it's desperate exactly, but it seems to be taking a real effort. Nice little left hand on the inside there from Urban, and if he can get up close and just keep those hands busy, then that's the way to get on top of Knežević here, who backs up, and then sets his feet and throws exactly like he did there when he absolutely has to. Well, both of them just taking the opportunity to nick a little bit of a rest there. And a point has gone there from Knežević. He's taken a point there, the referee, and he did warn him a few times earlier in the fight about holding, about trapping the arm of his opponent, and that's symptomatic really of a fighter who is running low on gas, as I mentioned a minute or so ago. He's trying to do whatever he can just to slow his man down and get more of a rest himself, and Urban has won this final round. I don't think there's any doubt about that as we head into the final 10 seconds. So could be finishing with a win for the home fighter here. We'll have to wait and see though how this turns out on the scorecards. There goes the bell at the end of round 3. Mateusz Urban of Poland in the blue, and that is Petar Knežević of Croatia in the red. The winner of this one will go on to fight an Azeri, Samir Nazarov, in the next round. This is the welterweight division.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of bout number 22 by unanimous decision. From the blue corner, Mateusz Urban, Poland.
So Mateusz Urban gets it. And he's won it by significant margins there. It's 2-1 with Armenia, with the point gone. And with everybody else, it's 3-0. There was a 10-8 in there as well, I think, from the Latvian judge in his favour. Round 1 was quite tight. Rounds 2 and 3 went much more his way. And there's a 10-8 from Sergei Krutasov, the Russian judge, to make that 30 points to 25. And there's the point deduction there. A point deduction in a 3-round fight is bad news. It really is. It really is. You've got a mountain to climb there. If you lose a round as well, then you've got to win the other 2 just to level it up. Some good action though. Good first day, good first session in Ring B. And Urban just increased the tempo as the fight went on, and in that third and final round, Knežević was running on empty a bit, clinging on, holding on, too much for the referee's liking, and that's where the point deduction really came from. Nice short right hand on the inside there, just finding enough space on the ropes. So Poland get another fighter through to the next round, as they did in Karolina AMPULSKA, who boxed well actually in her fight in the women's bantamweight division against Vilte. SAVICKAITE, referee stopping the contest towards the end of the second round.
Ladies and gentlemen, winner of rounds number 11 by split decision is red corner,
The action just finishing off in ring A. But as I said, a good start. Good start, 11 good fights, some good even contests, some good performances from those fights we saw in ring B. So let's have a look at the session results there. A win for BUDIMIR-BEKAN, AMPULSKA with the stoppage. GROSY I thought looked good of France against BODNARCHUK. PANTELEEVA I felt was slightly unlucky against Vinka. It's as tight as it gets, a split decision, 3 for Vinka. 2 judges going for PANTELEEVA. That was an entertaining fight between ASLIKYAN and IBARRECHE. BALDASSI looked good against MATERLA. BAYARSAIKHAN, you could say the same against Preliminaries. The standout man, though, Dilshod ABDUMURODOV. Unanimous decision against Lucas Lorenc. I thought the Uzbek looked a very, very tidy fighter indeed. Valdez with the win for Colombia against Fahad Ali. Very close fight between Talison and Bagiev. And then at the end there, we saw Matthias Urban of Poland going through. So that's the session results at the end of day 1.